This is question 2 on the March 2011 Unit 1 foundation paper, and you are allowed to use a calculator. We have here a fair spinner. Fair just means it's not biased in any way. It sort of does what you'd expect it to do. With 8 equal sections: red, blue, green and white. Now what it's often useful to do on this question is just count up how many there are right at the beginning. We've got red, blue, green and white. So there's a red one here, and here, and here. There are 3 red ones. Blues, there are 2 these. Green, 1, 2, and white, the 1. If you summarise the information like that, it will help. And we just check. If we add those up, 3 plus 2 is 5, plus 2 is 7, plus 1 is 8. We were looking for 8 sections, that's okay. On which colour is it least likely to land? Well, the colour that's there the least, it's very clear from our table, is white. So we can write white down as the answer for the first part. It then says write down the probability that the spinner lands on green. Give your answer in its simplest form. Well, green is there twice. So that's there 2 out of 8 times. So we can write that down as a fraction as 2 over 8. It's a 2-mark question, and because it says in its simplest form, you do need to do something else to get the other mark. You need to say to yourself, what number goes into 2 and also goes into 8? And 2 goes into both of those numbers. We're cancelling down the fraction. 2 goes into 2 once, 2 goes into 8 4 times, so 2 over 8 is the same as 1 over 4, or a quarter. And that quarter, 1 over 4, will be our final answer for that question. We've now got a different spinner, 3 equal sections, and we're told it's certain to land on red. And we've got to label this spinner. Well, if it's certain it's got to land on red, that means it can only have red sections. So all the sections here, we just label R for red. That's that question done. Moving on to the next part of the question, we now have a different spinner, a spinner with 10 equal sections. We've got to label it. It's going to have the same 4 colours as spinner X. Well, X was red, blue, green and white. And it says here, white is less likely than it was on spinner X. Well, on spinner X, white was there 1 out of 8 times. Now we've got to have a white one on here because it says it has the same 4 colours. And it's got to be less likely than 1 in 8. Well, actually, 1 in 10 is less likely, so there will still be 1 white one here. Because 1 in 10 is a smaller chance than 1 in 8, white is still going to be less likely than it is on spinner X. It can't be more than 1 on there, because otherwise that wouldn't be true. It says white and green are equally likely. So that means there must be the same number of whites as there are greens. Well, if I know there's 1 white, that will mean there's 1 green. So that one is dealt with, that one is dealt with. It then says red and blue are equally likely. That means there need to be the same number of reds and blues on here. So for every red, you need to write 1 blue. And you can keep going, red and blue, red and blue, red and blue. And now you've got 1, 2, 3, 4 reds, 1, 2, 3, 4 blues, so reds and blues are equally likely. And that's that question complete.